Okay.
And it's a 21 to hit.
All right, that will hit that giant for sure. So as you this blast of is your Eldritch Blast like a bluish or purplish color or what?
I was thinking orange.
Orange. So this
White.
yeah, kind of flies out of your hand and slams into this right into his skull mask, kind of breaking off a piece of a fragment of it and scarring his face. Go ahead and roll damage.
4 damage.
4 damage. All right. Take it.
Yeah, and then is anybody near me? Like within?
Yeah. So Magnus is here running by you. He's about 5 feet away, and then about 15 feet away is Drax, who's right over here by the. Boom. There you go.
All right. So
And 15 feet behind you, there's a guy in a bar. Just hanging.
Yeah, just sitting there sipping.
So, assuming Drax is in a predicament, I'm going to use Bardic Inspiration, and I'm just going to yell at him that I don't know what's going on, but I hope this helps.
Nice.
So he gets a D8 to add to an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Nice. So we got this crew running through the alley. But back over here, where things are still crazy. Durgash, you just got that off. You just inspired. So wait, what were you able to do? So you, because you did a cantrip. Yep, and then you inspired. So then now Bryn, the dwarf.
Can I also start moving towards that alley?
Yes.
And I saw them go down.
Yep, that gets you right about 30 feet.
Wait till it's time. Okay, so I have just come out of the tavern and had started raging on the last turn, before we left. And so I'm seeing this wolf attack Aramis. So I am going in and attacking the wolf with my newly acquired pilfered battle axe.
Nice. Oh, by the way, who's running the what's his name? Let me pull him up. Sorry, guys, it's so many NPCs.
Barrack?
Yes. Is it anybody deciding to run that guy, or do you want to run him, Bryn, so that you have that guy to act after your turn? It's up to you, Sir Barak. Yeah, Barak. And I did his. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but go ahead. I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that you had other people to use.
So Emily rolled me a natural 20.
Oh, okay.
So she's my roller over there on the other side of the table.
Very nice.
Nice, Emily.
Yep.
Nat 20.
And I never roll nat 20, so
Wow.
that would be 29 to hit.
Ooh.
So did you roll the D10?
So then you get to double the damage that you do with that. You would double it, and then add your strength damage on top of it.
Okay, so I get 1d10 plus 6 because I'm wielding it two-handed.
Yep.
So that would be 12. Do I double the plus 6 or just the D?
You don't. You don't. Just the damage. Just the damage die.
So that would be 12 plus 6 is 18.
Nice.
Plus 2 for the rage.
All right.
So 20. 20 damage for that attack.
So you
And I get 2 attacks, so I get to.
Nice. So as you go running, almost sliding in, at the same time the wolf is leaping towards Armis. Armis is jumping out of the way in this graceful manner, and then you're there to meet the wolf as it lands, and you bring this axe down and literally just wham, and you just literally lop off one of its paws, and it jumps back, and blood starts to just splatter against the cobblestone, wet, slushy, snowy ground.
Okay. And then I swing it back the other way for my second attack, and what did I get? So 13 plus 9 is 21. 21, does that hit?
That does hit.
And then what did you get on the other? So 6 plus.
So who's
6
rolling dice for you?
Emily, my younger daughter.
Oh, I see.
14 damage on that one. Because it doesn't get doubled that time.
Nice. So, and then the next one is you come up, you put a slash right across. He leaps out of the way just enough not to lose the entire leg, hits him across like the breast area, and then slashes up, tearing off one of the ears. And the wolf looks very hurt and really scared. You can tell when you're fighting an animal like this, when that will to possibly fight, when it's fight or flight, that may have just kicked in with this animal. So as that happens, Bryn, that is when our next frost giant goes, Brody, no, and goes rushing forward, and you get the feeling that this is his
pet,
his companion, his pet. Yes. And literally he just comes in here and just swings for as much as I'm sure he's swinging for that evil dwarf but it's Aramis. The attack goes down on Aramis. So let me. Come on, D&D Beyond. All right. I'm gonna try to speed this up by rolling damage just in. Well. Okay, so, oh man, keep getting lucky.
Nice.
I rolled a 12. That misses Aramis, correct?
Yes, it does.
So this is, I'm gonna imagine it's not 2 strikes. It's just one giant swing because he takes 2 attacks, right? But I imagine as he's swinging through, the next attack it would naturally be Quinrich. So maybe that was off for Aramis, for him. But let's see if it 20. Ooh. Not a natural 20, but just a dirty 20.
Yeah.
That hit. And then the damage will be 33.
Ouch.
Are you?
I'm still up, but barely.
So as the axe goes down, you're able to leap just enough out of the way with your quick reflexes, your little halfling reflexes, to not literally just die. And you're able to, as it slices across, you're almost able to jump over and ride across the top of the axe and roll over off the back and slam against the ground. But just the overexertion has you feeling so much pain. It was almost like you took it like a blunt blow, and your body is just aching from it. And he goes, "You silly small folk, you're going to pay all to the holy gods." That's such a curse in giant.
Shit.
After Quinrich, your turn is coming up, but it's Droofy's turn first, and so she angrily marches forward, and I know she can't. I know she has blinded, but let me see this. She has. Okay, this move will not require her sight. So because it does not require sight, unless Aramis will contest me, she will do. A second here. I should have had that pulled up. Basically, what she does is she just walks up. And she just reaches up and slams down and just stomps the ground. But as she stomps, it just sends out a blast wave around, and anyone within 15 feet of the stomp. So I need so it'd be. So this NPC, our dwarf, and actually no, well she would have gotten closer, so she's trying to get as close as possible. So, 13. So I think just Drax or Wolf. She doesn't care about the wolf, so It's actually from her base. So if you go from her base 15 feet, Drax would be in it. This guy, these three would all be in it. Quinrich, I think you would have made it out. I need a Constitution save from Drax, from Bryn, and from Aramis.
Or poor sickly Aramis. No bonus. 14.
14. All right, everyone else?
I also got a 14.
Okay.
I got an 18.
The 18 is a pass. The other two are fails. Can someone roll for that guy? So.
I rolled a 1 for him.
The dice back to Emily. Give him back to Emily.
Well, she went to the bathroom thinking that we had, like, you know, a good half hour before we got around again. As I said, oh, it's going to be a while before I have to roll again. And then, so she's not here rolling for me.
So if you failed, you took 26 thunder damage and are knocked prone. And
Jeez.
if you pass, you're still up.
How much did you say?
26. And so Drax only took 13.
Oh my god.
And the 26 also killed his wolf.
Well, at least that's something.
Yeah. Just and he the one giant looks over at Droofy, and he kind of like looks like if you were you're probably too busy trying to survive, but if you could notice, he looks with like fear in his eye, and she just kind of glances over like not right now, and he kind of tucks his head, gets back in combat as the wolf gets blasted away. I mean, it was already bleeding out. It's like laying over on the side somewhere, slowly dying. I think this guy is probably dead. Unless he's more than 20, what's his hit points? Actually, if he's anything like our sheriff, he might be okay.
Yeah, he has 52 life, so he's still alive.
There he is. I figured. Okay, but so he's prone as well. That is the end of the Giants' turn. Quinrich and Sapper, you are up, and then Drax, you get to get the show off.
Gets to make a con save against blindness.
Oh yes, my con save. I was supposed to make it at the very beginning of the game, which she'll make right now since it's her turn. Actually, no, this would have been when she would make it on her turn. So, what is the spell was cast by Aramis, right, or was it cast by Magnus?
It's a
Okay.
14.
Okay. 13. You got me. So she's still blinded, still struggling. As this happens, so yes, Quinrich, you are up.
I'm gonna be like, shit, and look up at the giant and be like, all right, well, good day to you, and disengage, turn around, and jet into the bar.
Yes, it just leaps over to the.
And on my way back, and be like, good luck finding your guy, and then, and then I'll turn to and then as I get in there, I guess I'll turn to my right and be like, oh, Sapper, looks like you're here. What's up?
And as
Can
he
you
says
give
that,
me-
oh, go ahead.
Can you
Go
give
ahead.
me an investigation check
Oh, okay.
for Quinrich?
Yes. I got a natural 20.
Nice. So you
20 total.
You easily are able to scan the bar and navigate. I took half the bar out because I didn't think we were going to be using much of it, but there's a lot of debris everywhere.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And because most of the area is crushed, though, you find an area where the second story collapsed near the stairs over here, and it collapsed in a way that there's an opening in the side. So there is a way out towards the back. I just want to make sure, because at first, if you'd have felt that, maybe you didn't find a way out. So yeah, you're there, and then I believe we're going back. Sapper was responding or saying something.
Yeah, you said
I was like, oh, hey, Sapper, what are you doing here?
about to do something I'm gonna regret, and so I'll just like drop my glass on the floor, and I'm gonna cast Misty Step as a bonus action to move 30 feet out towards the 3 down players.
Okay. Ooh, this is bold.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
Yeah. So you just see from your perspective, you see kind of like my body just like gets surrounded by a mist, and then it just disappears, and I'm no longer there. And so then with my other 30 feet, I'm gonna kind of move to the left of the axe wielding giant.
Okay. Like.
No, the other one, the one.
Oh, he's I'm tripping. He's the sword guy. So you mean to the left, so over this way, or
no, like by his foot.
Right there, like right there, but closer. Or
yeah,
away?
so I'm basically lining both giants up in a line.
I see what you're doing. Like right here.
Yeah.
Got it. Like back, like you're about to.
Yep.
Like
perfect.
Right yep.
Okay, and then, as I'm casting, I'll say, by Beshaba's hairy tits, here we go. And I'm gonna cast Lightning Bolt. So just kind of like a Ryu Hadouken, just gonna shoot forward through both of them. So I shoot 100-foot long lightning blast through both giants. They have to make a dexterity saving throw of 15.
All right, you got it. So your blast goes out, and they need to make. What kind of saving throw? I mean,
dexterity.
Dexterity. Okay, definitely. So Drufai, Frost Giant. This guy closest is just fails. He gets hit by the full blast. Drufai kind of protected, not be able to see. I'll give her disadvantage because she got an 18, but I'm going to re-roll that because she also cannot see. So. Actually, technically, she can't. If dexterity requires sight, then she automatically fails. So yeah, they both fail.
Sweet. So they're gonna take 8d6 of lightning damage.
Oh shit. Okay.
And that is.
Oh wow.
They both take 27.
All right.
And then anything that's not being carried or worn catches fire.
All right. Anything that's not carried or worn.
I don't know, like if the barrel's there or whatever.
Yeah.
Else is
So like, yeah,
that.
the barrels over here just go up in flames. Probably even catches this cart back here on fire. So those things kind of light up. But other than that, nothing on them go on fire. But they just get boom, they get blasted, and as they get rocked, they don't move to more being giants, but they're literally shook by it. And kind of like in a cartoon, all of their gear is just blackened and it's like sizzling. and Drufai just looks really pissed. She just kind of shakes her head. Good stuff, Sapper.
Nice.
Reeling off that, yeah, they both took full 27. That's a pretty damaging blast. We move, camera pans over heroically. Drax is standing there in the midst. I mean, if I can get a low enough angle for where you're at, I would. But yeah, for what that looks like. But what do you want to do?
All right, so I already did my turn here. So I get 2 attacks. My first attack, I am going to just use it to move really quickly. And so I can see Drax just getting down really low to the ground, almost to all fours, and just speed run right behind the sword wielding giant to my left.
So you want to duck behind this giant?
Yeah, and then
But staying there because you're still within 5 feet. So that if you're going to attack, that's still fine. If you're to move outside, so if you move around Drufai, you're fine. If you move around him, you're fine. But if you move out of any of their arcs, they could take an opportunity of attack. I probably wouldn't do that with this guy because I'll be fair with you. I feel like he's not paying attention to you. But if you move outside of her arc, she's going to opportunity of attack. She's going to at least get a chance to.
All right. You know what? Actually, since she's actually still up, I'm going to go after Drufai again.
Okay. And she'll roll a disadvantage either way. So okay, go for it.
Okay, so I do. So I'm just basically gonna just speed run, jump over her foot spin around behind and go right for her knee with my long sword. That's going to do 25 damage.
What did you roll? What did you hit for the roll?
So then I got a 14 for the damage, and then I got the 1d8.
Right, I was just wondering, what was your d20? What was your strike number? To roll, you rolled d20,
the
right?
attack roll.
I'm sorry. I got.
Yeah, you can't roll. You gotta roll. You gotta roll attack first, and then if the attack hits, then that damage that you already rolled will apply.
Yeah, sorry. I got 16.
You have an advantage on it too.
16 plus your attack value. What's your strength plus your proficiency number? Next to your
it's 4. So then that would put me at a 20.
At level 5, you're a 4. Let me look at you, Drax. I'm gonna look at your character.
Wait, my strength. Did you say proficiency?
No, because you should have attack value, which is made of your proficiency plus your strength value when you strike with a weapon. So if I view your character sheet here, I see you have a +4 with a crossbow because of your dexterity is really low. But you're a fighter. You're using that great sword, right? You have a +7. So you rolled a 16 naturally. Then
no, that 16 includes that 7.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure. Okay, got it. So that's 16. I'm trying to give you all the benefit, making sure you got everything. Okay. Let me see if that hits.
Oh yeah, does he have advantage because of blind?
That does hit.
Oh sweet.
And that does hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, so.
No, yeah, you don't. So you don't have to re-roll damage. So it was 14 damage, right, for the first strike?
No,
because you had already rolled the damage.
Yeah, I did.
I'll take that.
Okay, so the total, including everything that I got, was 25 damage.
25. Okay.
That was because I was including my encouragement from before, and then my superiority die too.
Nice. So you like sliced. Are you aiming for like her leg, like Achilles?
Yeah.
She like staggers forward angrily, like she's just being like stung by bees, clearly underestimating you, seeing as like she's been swatting away these guards, and now you all are darting around her and giving her such a hard time. The giants look hurt, but they still look healthy enough to keep giving it. Like they're not ready to fall over. And then you got another attack, right?
I just got for my superiority die. I'm using menacing attack. So it was a DC 15, and if she fails, then she's scared of me for the whole turn.
Okay, DC 15 doesn't require sight. So what's her? Give me 1 second. It's a wait. What kind of save is it? Which stat am I adding to her?
Wisdom.
So, oh shit. Okay, she missed. Yeah, I thought it was a 9, but it's a 6. Okay, so she is. So she can hardly see you moving around as she turns through her fuzzy eyes, and she starts to kind of try to back away from you. I
would picture that I was just like roaring, growling the entire time I was moving around her. So just my continued sound would tip her off that I was close by.
All right, so our first round has literally gone by. Half the party is literally running. So here's what I'm going to do is it's going to be a little bit looser for those of you who are running until everyone is out of the combat zone. So Artemis, we're starting off with you. You're prone. What would you like to do?
Standing, which is half my movement, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Great. Okay, 2 questions. How far away are the flaming barrels from me, and approximately how much do they weigh?
Flaming barrels they're 30 feet away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can see 10, 20, 30, and then they are, I don't know what's in those barrels. They're flaming. They're definitely heavy. I mean, they're whether they're holding bottles or bags of wheat.
My limit is 1 to 5 pounds on what I'm thinking of doing.
You need how many pounds?
1 to 5.
I would say they're probably heavier than that, but maybe one of them is full of maybe one of them is only half full. So I'm gonna roll a die and I'm gonna randomize this. And actually, you roll a die for me. Just a random d20. Don't add anything to it. Higher is good. So the best would be 15 to 20. Okay is 10 to 15, and or 10 to 15. 16 to 20 is the best you could get.
I got an 8, so.
An 8. So it means that they're pretty heavy. As whatever you're trying to do, looks like they may not move the way you want them to.
Okay. So in that case, yeah, no. So I'm going to bonus action disengage and back up. So I'm sort of in the cavern. Sort
Okay.
of follow much. If I can get there with 15 feet.
15.
I might be like in
right in front. Yep.
Yeah. All right, better than
'Cause
nothing.
I didn't move it back a little bit, so you were like probably like right in front of it.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna pull out my short bow. And I'm going to I'm gonna aim for Droofy.
Okay.
She's all blinded. I'm gonna try and make that a little more permanent. Go for one of the eyes.
All right.
Natural 20.
Jeez. Nice.
Nice.
The bow strike.
All right, let's try. And then since Rex is there, I get to add my sneak attack on this.
All right. So yep. Go ahead. Add your
15
damage.
points of damage.
15. So based on how nasty that is, where is she?
Oh, no, sorry, because that's 15. I didn't double it for the natural 20.
You didn't double the dice?
I didn't double the dice for the.
Okay, so then just roll one more of your normal damage die for the bow.
Not counting I don't get to double sneak attack, do I?
Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry, you do. You double the sneak attack dice, you do.
15, 20, 27.
And I also, at the end of the first round, I did not move in the guards. They were all supposed to move in and rush in, so that does provide some form of cover. And suddenly the two brothers, Oxford and Brogue, show up, and they rush headlong into fighting one of the giants too. Come on, brother! And they call and you hear a couple of arrows going off, and up on one of the roofs tops, Armis, you spot. Gosh, I'm forgetting my characters' names, but she was traveling with you in the caravan. Nora, yes, and Nora is up there sending down some help as well. So good stuff, and all of those actually did do some damage last turn. So then go ahead and add your extra damage.
Oh, so my thing came out to 27.
27.
That's the whole thing.
I had already taken some of the damage off, so just what was the last die?
The first one was 15.
So you did 15 on that last. No, when you remember when you did the damage and you just said I didn't double. I didn't. You said you didn't double your critical hit die.
Mm-hmm.
What was I was just saying, just roll that die one more time, and that was going to be because I had already taken off all the damage.
Oh, okay, 12.
Okay, got it. So she's looking pretty hurt, pretty stunned. And the arrow, it doesn't land in her head, but it like it's like she almost like turns her head, and out of a nick, it like grazes across the top of her brow. And it's almost like if she wasn't blinded by Magnus's magic, now there's blood pouring in her eyes. And she's just like, ah. And she backs up, and she's got Drax on her backside. She's a bit shook, and she's a bit hurt. So the guards are rushing in. It seems like they've had a bit of, some bravery there. Armis, is there anything else you got left? Otherwise, we move to Bentley.
Okay. So we're still in visual range of the giants, right?
So here's the thing: would you have doubled back? Because you're right now, you're just right there in the alley. You're prepared to like leave the whole entire situation and head deeper into the city. which is fine if that's what you're going to do. And then I would just have you maybe decide, like, we might play that a little bit more like theater of the mind as you run by people in the city and see where you're. I will describe what's ahead of you and what you might want to do in those situations. But
Okay. Yeah. So how far down the alleyway can I get to before we can turn right? Because I want to circle around towards the walls and maybe get to one of the ballistas.
Okay. So if you head down 15 feet, there is a little small alley that forks off, and you realize that it cuts behind some of the buildings that are close, like that are behind this one. They head that direction. You can see down the alley towards the wall, so you can tell it is that way, and that you could circle back.
Okay, yeah, I head straight towards that way, towards the ballistas.
Are you still carrying Syrah?
Well, yeah, I put him down. Now that I picked him up, I put him down, and I'll just have him run with me.
So you're going, and he's following you then? So...
Yeah.
And you're dashing a full 80 then?
Yep.
So that gets you, which you're not going to be able to see very well, but I'll show you. It gets, now he's like 10 feet behind you because you're a monk and you're just extremely fast. So he's like, come on, you're so quick. But you're over there in the corner. You're right behind this wall. Like you just arrived, and there's a door down here. If I move this giant out of the way, there's a door right there that leads up, into the tower. And I'll move you forward a little bit more so you can actually see yourself. But you're literally right there.
Okay.
But you're out of movement at that point.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, as long as we're out of eyesight from the giants, then I'll end my movement there.
Okay, so right now we'll count it as you're attempting to hide or hiding, and the Droofy's blind, so she doesn't see you. The only one who might be able to maybe spot would be he rolls disadvantage because he's not paying attention, and so he got a 2. Yeah, so you're good.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So as they're running, we go back to Durga. So you see Lee split off down the alley and leave. You and Zergosh are there. You can keep going straight. You can head somewhere else in the city. What would you like to do?
Can I see clearly the giant that's in front of Magnus?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can turn around and you can see that giant right there.
And that's within 60 feet, right?
It is.
I am? Okay. From where I am right now, I'm going to draw a sigil in the air and say something out loud, and then try to cast Hold Person on that giant.
Okay.
Technically,
what's the check that the giant needs to make?
A 14.
It says you can do it on a humanoid, right?
Right, yeah.
Let's see. Giants are they're definitely humanoid, but they're considered huge. Okay, I'll allow it. So, what do I need to? What kind of check is it?
Spell save DC of 14, and it's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 14. I hit just a 14, natural 14. Literally, and there was no action. So he feels his muscles locking up, and that sigil is starting to kind of hold him in place. And he goes, and he rips away. And as he rips away, he brings his axe up, almost like he thinks that Magnus is the one possibly doing it to him, and is about to bring it down. Durga, is there anything else? If you don't have any other bonus action, then Magnus is on you.
Yeah, I'd just like to move a little bit further away, like on the way out, hopefully to get exactly trying to separate them.
Okay. So I'll say that if you leave any further, though, you have left the battle area. So you literally have to
I'll stay there. Yeah, I'll stay there, but try to stay as far away as possible.
Far away. So yeah, you're just like right on the edge.
Okay. Cool.
Magnus, what do you do?
I'm going to look at Durfee and say out loud to her, "Call off your onslaught." and then cast Toll the Dead on her and close my hand and do that same similar thing, like ready my shield and whisper some words. And then just the necrotic bell appears around her head and she has to make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save for, which is, she just got to get a natural. She said yours was your 4. Yeah, she had a 17.
Woo! All right, she doesn't take anything.
So she just like feels the bells and they ring, and she goes, and she just kind of like continues to bat at the air, like trying to stop the magic. The she can't see, the ringing in her ears, the attacking at her legs. But she's okay. Is there anything else, Magnus?
I'm going to use my movement to actually get close to her.
Oh shoot! Where?
Like
how much?
To the right, yeah, like next to the samurai and dwarf.
Yes.
And
okay, like right here.
I'm gonna cast Bless on the 3 of us.
Okay.
Oh, no. My apologies. That's actually an action, so I'll just cast Sanctuary on myself.
Yeah. Cast what?
Sanctuary on myself.
Got it. Sanctuary. Okay. What does that look like as you do it?
So he looks at his shield because the back of the boss of his shield has his holy symbol on it, and he whispers to it and kind of looks into it, and then makes a similar sigil that Durga made in the air, and you just see like forge energy, like a heat, like from a forge around him, and then it disappears.
Nice. Okay. So the giant, as the sanctuary goes up, this giant goes swinging his sword down, cutting away and murdering another guard, taking action economy away by him using a whole action. But as he swings around and swings, turns and swings again, that second attack will be on as he sees Magnus running by.
He'll have to just make a wisdom save.
Okay, wisdom save.
14.
All right, he failed.
Right on. So he'll have to just take a new target or miss the attack.
All right, he'll pick a new target, and as he picks his new target, he will he'll take his he'll kill one of the brothers, unfortunately. So like he just swings that sword, and they may not be dead, but it's almost like he hits one of the brothers and they go flying back and slam against the wall, like, you know, kind of those big movie scenes, goes almost like he was pulled away on a string, and as he slams against some of the cobblestones, go flying off, and he drops face down on the wall back there, and the other brother's like, "You brute!" and he just will not back down, and they're both challenging each other now. At that moment, our wolf that's over here will attack again the sheriff, who is valiantly defending, you know, his town, defending his deputies, defending Ogric, who just passed. That wolf did roll a 16 plus 6. That will hit him. It'll be 2d6 plus 6. 14 damage to the sheriff. I'm sorry, not 14, 12. Not so 12 damage. Henry, I think you were running him. I just realized I never attacked with him either. But... Yeah, why don't you want to give me an attack now back, so regardless.
Yeah, he's still alive though.
Okay, you can go ahead and give his attack for that last turn then right now.
Okay, all right. He does 2 attacks, so I'll just roll.
Okay.
The first one is 16. Does that hit?
That does hit.
Okay, and then the second one will be, that's 19, so that hits as well. So he does. So both hit, so I'm just going to do 2d10 plus 4.
Okay. God, it's a crazy fight.
He takes 9 damage, the wolf.
9 damage. All right, so that wolf he's stabbing him, he's like cutting him, he's like dancing and dodging, and the wolf is missing him. Oh, no, the wolf did hit him, so he does need to give me a strength save. 14.
Okay. He got a 9.
All right, nice. And that actual sound reminder is a reminder to remind me that there are arrows still being shot at these guys. He got a 9, so he got knocked prone. as the wolf leaps on top of him, and just drool is starting to pour into his face as he's fighting back, as it has pinned him to the ground. Now, those shots, as some of the guards in the area are still shooting us, but that big shot is from. Actually, no. We've only gotten one turn, so they will not be able to shoot till They won't be able to fire the ballista yet, but they've been able to turn it. They've been able to arm it, or they've been able to arm it again. So last turn, first turn they fired it, so we were on the second turn, so they can fire it at the end of this turn. So starting at the top of 3. Okay, so we move from the wolf attacked, and then the other wolf has died. Zuragosh, you're there. He's there in the alley. He's running away. He sees Durga stop and turn back. He sees the monk split off. What does he do?
All right, so I'm going to use my Eldritch Blast again.
All right, so turning around from behind, coming out of the shadows.
And I got a natural 20.
You guys in these natural 20s today, man. I'm
I'm just rolling
some
through
cameras on
D&D
these
Beyond.
dice.
I'm rolling through D&D Beyond.
No, I'm not. I'm literally joking. Natural 20. There we go. This is a good day for that. I mean, if there's a fight to need them, this is you guys are getting them. All right, go ahead and dish out that Eldritch Blast damage.
All right, so it'd be 18 damage.
All right.
And then I'm gonna keep running down the alley.
So turns and then runs. Do you run by Durga?
Do I run? I'm sorry?
Do you run past Durga and leave her? Or do you...
I'd probably hang out just
around
behind
there.
the building.
Yeah, you guys are kind of out of the
at the very least.
Okay, you got it. So now that this is all happening, Zurgosh, Bryn, I know you're gonna stand up. So
I'm standing up, and I've seen most of them are gone at this point, right?
Everyone is. You see that? I mean, you see that Sapper is right here, the little gnome wizard, and he just did that devastating thunder blast that set those barrels on fire. So he's there, and you can see him beside you. And then Magnus has now strolled up as well. So there is an affront going on, but yeah, you don't see anyone else. And I guess Aramis is right behind you as well, right here. So as you look over your shoulder, as you're getting up, you see Aramis about 10 feet away from you.
And how injured does this giant in front of me look?
Droofy looks in pain and like she might not be able to take much more. The giant directly in front of you looks much stronger. I'd say that he's bit burned from the blast, but he hasn't. His anger is still there, and as long as Droofy hasn't called him off, you can see that he's actively fighting away at these guards, and he's not bleeding a whole lot.
Okay. And then so in the front where the camera is, so there's the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an alley on this side of the tavern?
This side is really it's butted up against another tight building. There's probably a way to run. There's an alley going that way, like a street that runs that way. And then the only other street is there's one down there by that little wagon, and then there's out the doorway. The only other alley is this way. So you'd either go that. There's not one right here.
Okay. So I am going to run back to the tavern.
Okay.
And try to take cover there. Yeah.
Okay, so she enters in. She pushes past Armis, gets inside.
Yep.
Anything in particular she says as she goes in there or gets...
And
that debris is just the ceiling debris from the collapse.
So I'm going to basically go past Aramis and say, we need a better plan because we're getting slaughtered here.
All right.
Aramis looks pretty beat up, so he's like, yeah, no fucking shit.
As that is happening, as Bryn is if you do you want to hold any action or anything like that other than just moving back?
I mean, I'm still ready to attack if needed, but at this point, I'm holding off.
So what you can do is you can give me all I'm saying is you can give me a very specific thing that you will do. Like you will say, I will throw this if the giant does this, or if the giant attacks Magnus, I will do this. You know, otherwise you can't just hold in general, because then you can just react to later on your turn.
Right. Yeah, so if the giant pursues, then I will probably run back out.
Okay.
Like if he comes toward the tavern, then
okay.
But at this point, I'm trying to take cover so we can figure out what to do.
Okay. As Bryn does that, it is this giant's turn, and in all fairness, the only people in front of him are two of these guards. So he picks one of these guys up, like with this open hand, just lifts the guy up. His feet start dangling, and he throws him towards the tavern. And you guys watch his back break against the top of the doorway, and the body collapses down in front of Bryn. And then he brings the axe down, and you just the one guard that's fighting right in front of him just goes whoosh, and the axe goes from the top of his head all the way down, and this guy peels into
slaughter.
Yeah. So, I mean, using up their action economy, which is great. So Quinrich, you are up.
I guess Sapper's closer if he wants to go first.
Yeah, either one of you can go.
Yeah, seeing how there's not much else for me to do because everyone is kind of dying and I'm probably next. I'm gonna move my 30 feet towards the tavern, but as I do that, I'm gonna cast a message to Durfee, whatever her name is. Droofy.
It's Droofy.
And
Droofy.
Droofy, yeah. And so with message, let me just pull it here. I'm gonna tell her, why do you want him? And if I like your answer, I'll help you. So only she can hear that, and she can respond directly to me.
I'm gonna respond to you in a message.
Okay. Perfect.
Actually, I can never do that while I'm sharing my screen. I can never see the message correctly, so I'll unshare really quickly. But while I'm doing that, if Quinrich wants to maybe describe what you want to do, I will send this really quickly to Sapper.
I will move kind of closer toward the entrance of the tavern where Bryn and Aramis is, and just be like, "Yeah, how are things looking?" And kind of like gauging the response. I'm just gonna like look out the door.
How the hell do you think they're looking? We're getting slaughtered.
Fair enough. And then I'll just look out the door and ready my bow and aim for the big frost giant to the right.
Bow buddies.
Oh, there you go.
So which one are you aiming at?
This one to the right.
So you're looking out the window, you said, and
yeah, I'm at the front of the door. I guess I'm just kind of like.
Oh yeah, like right here.
Yeah, like kind of like jutted against.
Got it.
And just be like, all right. And this the big guy closer to Sapper, that one.
Okay, you got it.
Roll.
As he's rolling, Malcolm, did you move me closer to the bar?
Oh, I did not. So move you around right here. So you got 25 feet, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So you get like right there.
Yep.
So I rolled a 25 for 10 damage. I rolled a 25 attack. I'm assuming that hits.
Oh no, that hits.
Okay, and then it's 10 damage.
10 damage. So starting to weaken. These giants are starting to seem a bit frustrated by just the determination of this group. But they're still holding their own. And this Drew Fire, like I said, she's having this mind leak and having this conversation, or this message conversation, with Sapper.
And I'll take another attack. Actually, I can do 2.
Okay.
So I'll go again. That's a 28. Mm-hmm. And that does another 10 damage.
I also never did Drew Fi's turn. I actually just skipped it right now, but she's holding her action right now. Okay, and so based on what happens, she's decided what she's going to do, and she's having that conversation. So yes, next attack.
Yeah, that was a 28 to hit
Yeah,
for 10 damage. Another 10 damage. Yeah.
So yeah, man, you are starting to look tough. Like on a from scale to 1 to 10, this guy is looking like he's right around a 6. In terms of holding his own. Still got a little bit of fight, but starting to look a bit winded or labored. But these giants are definitely not trying to show it, right? Their pride. They wouldn't just be like, "Oh, we're losing," but they're confused as to just how strong you all are. As that's happening, Drax, you are up, sir.
I want to do that con save or.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for actually thinking about your DM, Magnus, and helping the story. I always forget about that. And that con save is a 14. It's a 12 plus 2. So that would clear her eyes, right?
Yep.
Because you're 14. So she just kind of finally gets it together, and she looks around. She got her eyes, kind of that Bruce Lee look. I want to kill something. Magnus is in front of her waving. And she's thinking, yeah. And so she turns. She can't approach Drax because she is frightened. Now, on the end of her turn, actually, she does get to challenge Frightened, right? Can I challenge Frightened?
Well, it's a save that he's supposed to
Yeah,
do.
but every turn don't I get to try to beat it. Let's see. When you
It's
do
just
that
until the end of the next turn.
Oh, okay, got it. So she's frightened until the end of this turn. She cannot attack you for this whole turn. Got it. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah. So it's your turn, Drax. Still.
Okay, so what I want to do is run around to line up the two giants that are nearest to me.
Mm-hmm.
So and then I rolled a.
You're trying to line. What do you mean that line them up? You mean like stand on this side? So you're trying to put them in a line?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess right there you could probably get a decent angle on them.
Okay. And then I'm gonna go for that. The same place I hit her before. I'm gonna try and go for it again with my great sword. I rolled a 14, so then plus 7, that's a 21.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna hit.
That's 13 damage.
Okay, she'll take it.
And then after that swing, I'm gonna use my breath weapon, and that does 6 damage.
Okay. Now the breath weapon only has a range of what's the range on it? It's coned. It's coned, right? And it's like 15 feet, isn't it? On
breath weapon here says 30.
Yours is 30. Is it?
Okay. That's what I'm reading on.
Okay, if it's 30, then then I say it catches both of them, and that's dexterity. They both get a dexterity check for Drufai. Drufai is going to get a 14.
Oh, that's a pass.
And then so they take half. So and then the other guy fails. So a full 6 for the one guy. And then so she's looking really hurt. She takes a 3. And angry and
then she also takes a 13 for my greatsword.
She already, you gave that the first time, right?
Yes.
Yep, she took that. She's already taken that. And then so deciding whether she's gonna fight or flight, run or not, she I think knows deep down that she cannot return. She cannot go anywhere without bringing Cimber back. And so she looks down over Magnus, and she goes and she looks at your party, and she brings the blade up, and she says, "Tell me where he is, and I will spare your life." Magnus, how do you respond?
He looks behind him and says, "I know not. Out of my sight."
All right. Hold on. Let me make sure whether she does quickly here. And I think the ballista is ready. But does she get? Okay, so she does not get that this turn. Okay, so she will just take, and I think she doesn't get both attacks because she's taken that time to like ask you that question to hold it, and then she just swings down with the one strike. And do I still have to test to swing at you?
Yeah.
Or, yep. So it's a wisdom.
Yes. DC 14.
Got it. All right, and so she fails and it's just it kind of screams there. And as she does that, she realizes she's a bit kind of outnumbered, and so she backtracks 30 feet. So Drax, you can make an opportunity of attack. Did you hear that, Drax?
Oh, okay.
So you have a opportunity of attack because she did attack and she's moving away from you.
Oh, all right, great. Let's see.
Just one attack.
So what am I rolling? A D20?
Yep. It's just like one of your regular sword attacks.
All right. I got a 1.
Okay, so she just rips away from you, like Boots presses past you, and I know she can't like approach you being fearful at the end of this round, so she would have like run that way and then kind of curved back. But either way, she would have tried to get away, so she just backs away from and is trying to like pretty much call the shots here. Blood is in her eyes. At the top of the round, there's only one guard left. He holds his own, still fighting, and the ballista will fire. Can someone make? It's gonna. Because no one's up there, but whoever, maybe Lee, you want to make a ballista attack for me? It's a +3 to hit. And if you do hit, then you're going to roll 3 D10s.
I rolled a 13.
13? That will miss, unfortunately. So for another one, and then I imagine whichever one they fired it at, it missed. Armis, I know it's a long fight. Armis, you are up. But you guys are they're hurt. They still got a little bit of fight left, but they're...
Yeah, so her two buddies they still look kind of healthy.
They look like they both look beat up enough to have that kind of like 60% look. Like, yeah. One looks a little bit better than... This guy she looks the worst. She looks last leg. He's got a little bit of fight, and he's doing all right. He's doing okay.
And that's, is that a guardsman? Would I get sneak attack for the guardsman next to that?
I'll treat the guardman as an ally.
I'm gonna take a shot at the axe giant.
Oh, you're just shooting. Yeah, I'm tripping.
Yeah, just shooting. Bring me back to a dirty 20.
That hits.
17 points of damage.
Nice. All right. So those guy is down 17.
And then bonus action, I'm going to give Magnus help.
Okay. You're giving that to Magnus. Okay. And how does she do that? What is she doing?
So he's going to look at Magnus, look at the sort of lay of the land. Yeah, it says that the help action, I can take it at a distance. So it's not like...
Okay, you're giving him a help action. You're not giving him... I thought you said you're giving him health. I was like, okay, got it. I understand now. Okay, that's what I was like. Got it.
Aramis, with his Master of Tactics, either distracts or shouts out some kind of help around what he notices about the giants, and Magnus gets advantage on his next attack roll.
All right. So Magnus, you feel inspired. You feel that boost of energy, ready to go. Aramis hit this guy. Armus, give me an insight check really quick. As Lee is preparing to take his action. One. Okay. So, Lee, I know you're over there hiding with Sirach. What do you do?
Okay, so I'm gonna run into that tower with Sirach, a dragon right behind me.
Yep.
And I'm gonna throw him into a corner. I'll say to him, "Okay, you stay there. Do not move and stay out of sight." And I'm gonna run with my full movement all the way up the stairs, up towards where the ballista is.
All right. And so I'm just gonna imagine you have just enough time to run up the windy stairway, and really would be like by your actually, because I mean, yeah, you probably be using all of your movement. So you get to the top, you burst through this kind of like this hatch in the top of the tower, the wind pouring over you. Two guys, the two guys that are arming it, trying to put another bolt in, look around and they go, oh.
Don't worry, I'm here to help. And I'll assist them with loading up the ballista.
Okay. And so I'm gonna go ahead for this turn. I know with you moving up and everything, I'll allow you to make a dexterity to cut the time in half, like maybe because you're monks, to like a sleight of hand to see if you can help them load this thing, faster than normal.
Okay, so just a straight dex roll.
Yes.
Oh, that's no good. That is an 8.
All right, and so you grab it, and as you're like, no, I got this, and then you slip on one of the bolts stacked in the corner, and you almost fall, but you like kind of backflip and land on your feet, but you still show off, and they're like, okay, but you're just like, all right, well, let's just do this. They're like, no, let's just do this slowly, and so you guys continue to load the ballista.
Sorry, my hands are sweaty.
You're back over here in the alleyway still. What'd you like to do?
Are the two male giants within 30 feet of each other?
They are, but there's about 25 feet between them, like in terms of right.
Can I move within 60 feet of them to where I can see both of them?
Yep, that'll be right here, right by the.
Cool. And then I'm gonna try to cast command on both of them and hold out my hand and say flee.
Okay.
And they need to do a wisdom saving throw. Yeah, for 14.
All right. Both of them. One got a 14 and one got a 7.
Nice.
Choose which one you wanted to take effect
on. The one that has the higher health.
Okay, so you tell this guy who's closer to you, kind of looks over at you, and you say, you just scream flee.
Yeah, I hold out my hand and scream flee at him. So on his next turn, he'll move away at the fastest available means. On his turn.
Yeah, okay, and he just says, and he tries to take a step towards you, and he feels the magic kind of coursing through his veins, and he angrily takes a step back, and you realize that he is obliging your command. Awesome. So as Durga is her hand out, stopping this giant in his tracks, Magnus, what do you do?
Would that help action potentially be able to allow me for advantage on an ability check, like a persuasion check?
Yes, that's. Oh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It gives you advantage on whatever you do.
Any D20 roll you do immediately following.
Oh, awesome. Okay. I'm going to cast guidance on myself. Just stare at my shield boss again, the back side of it, and do a similar prayer.
I'm really impressed that nobody is down.
There are a bunch of
Me
ones.
too.
Don't jinx it, man.
I know, don't jinx it. That's what I was about to say.
I know.
I thought for sure I was just gonna get stomped.
So what are you doing again? I'm sorry, Magnus.
Just casting guidance on myself.
Okay.
That prayer, and then walking forward because I'm not in melee range with that giant, am I?
You are, because
okay.
You don't have to be touching bases. You're just within 5 feet, and because you're in 5 feet, you're in his swing range.
I'm just gonna scream as loud as I can.
You're like right there.
I'm just gonna scream as loud as I can at the.
Oh wow!
Good timing.
Yeah, I know. That was just.
Right the screen.
At Droofy and say, call off your guard. No one more need die today. And try to make a persuasion check to and tell her, like, we can talk this out and see what your needs are. I rolled and cast guidance on myself, and I got a 20.
Oh, shit. You got a 20, she got a nat 20.
Woo!
Oh.
So she goes, she looks at you, and you guys are both kind of staring each other down. There's almost like everything else kind of drowns out. And she goes, I will call them off. Think of all of the lives you could save if you bring back the one man that I saw him run away with. Just bring him out. We just want one. You don't even know what he's done. Would you let the mini? Do you not realize that these are not the only giants here, and if you best us, you still have my other 12 giants outside the walls? I could call them in now. And she like reaches into her satchel, and she pulls, you see like a horn on her hip. And she looks desperate though. You can tell maybe that much enough. Wipes the blood out of her eyes. Do this, and we will leave you be. I have no qualm with you.
Insight
Tiefling,
check.
devil one. You want an insight check?
Yeah.
To see if she's telling the truth?
Yes.
That
she'll leave us alone.
Okay.
11,
Give me the insight check.
11.
11 is actually enough. She, maybe it's the desperation in her eye. Maybe it's the stone you saw her pull out. You do understand in that moment that maybe you've been there, I don't know, in some place in your life, and you realize that the commands that she was given, she's probably dead if she goes back empty-handed. So being a storm giant, she's probably at a place where it's better to die here and take as many of you with her than to leave here alone. And that's what you get from that. Magnus. And that's specifically for Magnus, of course. At that moment, enough of time has passed between those two back and forths, and that is when this giant turns and just takes off running.
Awesome.
And he moves all his full 40, and she tries to grab him by the scruff, but she can't. He goes, "Where are you going?" And he's just like takes off by her, and he's still heading. He's heading for the.
Nice.
It actually would be right there. I'm out of here. Command. How long does command stay? Does it?
Hold on. Sorry. 1 round.
1 round. Okay, so for this round, he's just going to bolt out. He might change his mind unless he gets cast again, but he is at least out of your hair for the time being. And Droofy kind of curses, small folk magic. And as this is happening, he runs away. Winter Wolf goes to try to seal the deal. He gets advantage because our poor sheriff is on the ground. That's a 4 and a 10, 10 plus 6, so 16, and a 2d8 plus 4, 5.
16 doesn't hit though.
Oh, it doesn't hit him.
Nope.
Fair enough. Yeah. Not. I didn't know his AC. So yeah. So this just doesn't hit him. Keeps him pinned to the ground. Continues trying to bite. They continue to raggedly go back and forth. After that, we move to Zurgosh. Zurgosh is still standing in the alleyway. And you've taken cover, behind the building. I imagine that from where you're at, you can see into the building a little bit. You can see some of your friends moving around, their silhouettes. And then, of course, you can see Durga there kind of defiantly and see that she's just turned, kind of helped maybe turn the tide at least for a round by sending one of the giants away. What do you want to do now?
Can I scooch up so I'm within 60 feet of the other giant?
Yep. So you'd be like right next to her.
Yeah. And I'm gonna cast Hold Person because you did say that they're correct.
All right. Hold Person. It's another Wisdom save, is it? Or
yeah.
Guys. God dog it. It's a 9. That will work.
That fails.
He fails.
Okay.
And so it just keeps him. Let me look at. All right. So he's held.
Yeah. So he's considered paralyzed.
Is he considered? Is it constrained? What'd you say? Say that one more time.
Paralyzed, and on
Paralyzed.
the end of each of its turns, he can attempt the saving throw.
Paralyzed. All right, so he's just like, and you see this giant swaying, trying to move, angrily blocking, angrily stopped by Zurgash as he casts the paralysis. Tongue tie. All right. As Zurgash does that, we move to Bryn. And he is paralyzed, so we'll put a paralyzed token on him. And we will remove the blinded off of Droopy.
Okay, so Bryn is gonna go out of the tavern. And he's paralyzed, he's not attacking, the other one is...
He won't be able to attack this round.
Is she retreating still at this point?
Yeah, so just if you think about it this way, he won't be able to attack this turn. That guy won't be able to come back even into the situation until next turn. So this entire round that he can't do anything. Drewfi is completely fine. She's just hurt and calling commands right now in her giant tongue.
Okay. So I'm going to rush out, and this guy that's paralyzed, he was still attacking, right? Before he became paralyzed?
Yeah.
Or was he holding?
No, he hasn't attacked yet, so he's going to lose his attack coming up after you. Actually, no. Yeah, coming up after you, it'll be the guy who's running. He's gonna lose his attack, and then oh, I'm sorry. No, you're right. Let's see. The one giant has already run away. So yes, this giant is not going to be able to do anything.
Okay.
Like, back to you.
Okay, so I am going to run out and attack this guy here.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it an auto crit if you're within 5 feet and he's paralyzed?
Believe so. So you still have to roll to hit, right? Or no, it's if you're prone, right? It's not. Let me check that. Let me check Prowl. See if anybody else.
No, I think you're
I
right.
did
You're
check
paralyzed.
it. As Katarina
really?
cast it, I checked it, and it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature.
So you still have to hit. So you still have to roll to hit. Okay.
Okay, so I rolled 12 plus 9 is 21.
That hits. Go ahead and do your critical.
Okay, so let's see, I do... A 0 is a 10, right?
It's a 10. It's a 10.
Okay. So 10 plus 10 is 26, 27, 28. So 28.
28.
For the first hit.
Nice. So tell me what it looks like. He's not dead, but after this blow, he's essentially on the same level as Drewfi. He is hurt, tired, can't move.
So how far can I reach?
You could
my
leap.
Reach?
You could leap up, probably as being your dwarf your size, and slash across that knee. You could be creative. You could tell me that you're going to run up his leg and do something you've seen in a movie. That's fine. It's all fluff, but that's what we want to yell. So every fight giant, every giant attack doesn't have to be I cut his foot.
Yeah.
Be creative with it.
So and are there any guys sort of on the ground right in front of him? Is that is that wolf still laying on the ground in a pile?
Yes. That wolf is like off to the side, right about where you're at, to the side.
Okay.
Dead.
So I'm going to run and sort of leap off the back of the wolf to try to get him in the leg a little bit higher than his boot, since that's probably about as high as I could reach anyway.
Okay.
And try to cut him straight across the knee.
And so when you cut him across that knee, he drops down on one knee, and his face is closer to you. You have another attack, huh?
I do.
Like, yep. I'll give you.
I rolled a 12 again, so that's 21.
Okay.
Again. And then this one is going to be...
another crit, because it's...
Right, yeah. So this one is 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 6 is 22 plus 2 is 24. Higher math. Nice. So that's the swing back. Gets him again. Well, I guess if he's down, I might get him a little higher up when he comes down. So I swung the first one across, and then he comes down, and then I swing back with my second.
How do you finish him off?
Oh, okay. Well, what part is within range of me?
His head. He's kind of dropped down on both knees, so he's leaning forward, and he's paralyzed. He's shaking.
Okay. So I sort of cut him straight across the face, because his helmet is down here, and I sort of catch him right across the faces as I come back.
And as you come back, as it rips across the back, you see, like, from under that helmet, his jaw kind of like drops off and slams against the ground. And as he moves forward, both you and the guard have to like move out of the way as he face plants completely down and dead. And there's this moment where I don't even know if you even know what you've done, or as you're trying to like bring it in, but you have just, with the help of course, everyone just brought down and slain a giant.
And you hear this scream of from her.
She lets out this bellow. Drufai is clearly looks down, and like if you were looking closely, you would just watch her shoulders just like go down, like she can't believe it. At that moment, it is it is her turn. So Drufai will. All right. She's just so angry, and she calls this other giant, "Get back here!" And then she just goes rushing in. At this point, pushing in on. No, she goes rushing forward towards. She won't be able to get to you. Yeah, I imagine he's got to be in her way. So it's almost like she's going for the dwarf. She's looking at Bryn. Her eyes are on Bryn, but her blade is swinging on Drax. Drax, she's just angry. That's a 23. And and damage is, hold on 1 second. 20 damage. And then she swings rushing by Drax. It's all one. She gets multiple attacks, but I'm describing more like one swing. It's just how heavy the blade is. Does it hurt more? Gosh, she rolled the exact same thing again. And so damage. $21 damage this time. So 41 damage in one blow to Drax.
Still up?
Yeah, he did.
Oh. Is he down? Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
So as she swats Drax, she like bats him away. He's still right here, but it's almost like she hits him and she just keeps moving. So where she was at 20, she would have probably got like 30. So she probably got another 10 feet right there as she's approaching, ready to kill the guard in front of her, who's just barely looking up like, oh my gosh, as she's coming down. Her eyes are as bloodshot as the blood in her face. And Quinrich, it is your turn, but she still looks very hurt.
I see the one of the giants go down, and I feel really confident. So I start running outside, like just running towards the leader, and then I see the leader just like swing back and knock out Drax, and then I stop and like take some few steps back, and and then I'll try to keep some distance and shoot my bow and arrow.
We're just gonna say this guy's been knocked out this entire time because he like never got up. He's like,
true.
Yep. Yep. And so what does he do?
I will just shoot my bow and arrow, but also apply use my longbow, but also apply planar warrior.
All right.
So that's a bonus action. So if the next time I hit it, I'll get to add some damage. So let's see what I get. I got a 22 for 7 damage plus another 1d8. How do I roll a 1d8 on this thing? Here it is. Plus another 5, so 12 total.
12 total damage. So as you hit Drufi again, it like an arrow like lands in her gut, and she staggers forward, and blood starts to kind of pour out of her mouth as she kind of drops down, leaves a huge, like if someone was standing under her, it would have been like a bucket of blood.
Ooh.
She looks back up. She takes another step. Do you have another action, or is that it?
Oh yeah, I can take another attack.
Okay.
I shall do that. Natural 1 for a 10.
Oh. So as you reach back, and you fire that second one, it flies out and it whizzes and it hits the guard in front of you and kills him.
Sorry. Oh no.
It's like a friendly fire. It's like he stepped like right into your shot out of fear. He was like backing up, and as you released it, he just stepped into your shot.
Oh man.
With, blood.
I'm just hoping that was less brutal than what the Giants would have done to him.
Yeah, so probably easier death than what they would have done.
Aramis watching behind goes, "Oi, the big lady!"
I know.
Sapper, you're up.
Yep, I'm messaging you what I'm.
Yes.
What I'm messaging her.
Sorry if you were doing that before and I wasn't seeing it.
No, I just sent it.
Okay. Give me. It's good. I'm gonna roll a charisma check in advantage. And okay. And then I want you to give me a persuasion check.
Nice, with a +0. I got a big ol' 4.
Okay. And so she seems confused, like, and no one else knows what's going on, but she's stopping. She's looking towards Sapper, and then she for a second you have her distracted from the dwarf she wants to kill so bad, and she doesn't respond in her mind. But Sapper, she looks at you. She gives you a nod. Just her head goes down, like a. Just very briefly, you recognize it as a nod. What do you do?
So I'm just gonna yell at everyone, halt fire, and then just tell everybody to follow me, and then I will start moving into the alleyway.
So moving through around this way towards the alleyway.
Yeah.
As you do that, Sapper, Drax, you see this. You see her halt, standing there. Drax is down. You need to give me a death save, sir.
I get to do something?
Try to survive.
You gotta get it just a 10 or more. What'd you get? Oh, you got a what?
9.
9.
Yeah.
So that's 1 fail. Thank God she doesn't really care about Drax. If she was continuing to fight, or even that, thank God she's like kind of standing down at this moment. But if she doesn't even have an attack where he would be in trouble if there was an attack coming that way. So Drax is fighting through it right now. This is going to be last turn of the game, since she's just told him to stand down. I want to see how everyone reacts to Sapper. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. The other giant, I'll react on his turn instead of. So the guards do lock and load a round, because Leon, that whole turn you were helping them, but you didn't get it fast enough, so it's ready to go. But at a fire at the very end of this turn is when you can. Actually, I'll allow you to fire it on Lee's turn since it's the last turn. It's fine. So we're gonna allow you to fire at the top of the round. See if you can do something big with it. Armis, you're up.
All right.
Last. This is it.
Yeah. So
should go pretty fast.
The arrow is notched, but holding an action that if she makes a move like she's going to attack, Aramis is going to not turn his back, but make his way over to the alleyway. And I don't know if Magnus probably isn't looking in Aramis's direction, but Aramis is going to make notable, are you going to go get Drax eyes at Magnus? Drax being dead on the floor. But yeah, I'm going to slowly and carefully make my way towards the alleyway.
Okay, so Lee, you're up. If you do want to fire, you can. So you've got Sapper telling you to stand down. Hear him calling that out. You've got a perfect shot on Droofy. What do you do?
Yeah, I will hold my action until I see if she's threatening anybody. Then I'll fire. But I'll hold my action.
Okay. So the action, you tell the guys to stand down to wait. You're like, wait. The guards are like, okay, on you. They let you set up and you have your hand on like the lever. We then move down in that alleyway. Does Durga do anything? Sapper's moving towards you like, telling you to stand down.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out my longbow and just ready in action again, kind of like everybody else, just in case she looks like she's gonna be aggressive again.
Okay. Magnus.
I'm just gonna take my. Can I get to within 5 feet of Drax?
You're trying to get to 5 feet of Drax.
Range of Drax.
Yes, you can. You would be moving into her range.
Into her range. I already rolled it. It's just using Cure Wounds on him, but it's 4 points.
4 points. So Drax, So what does this moment look like as, Drax comes to between you and him, like as you're healing him? I imagine he's on his back, his eyes slowly open as you feel the magic coursing through your body. You wake up to see this red horn tiefling Drax in front of you.
He's just going to look at him and be like, taking a nap, buddy?
What does Drax say to him?
I hate you.
And then he's going to cast Sanctuary on him.
Okay.
Action. Same thing. The forge heat appears as he looks into his shield and recites the incantation for the spell.
Okay. So then Sanctuary goes over Drax. The frost giant who's just run outside the door comes to like, what am I doing? And he turns she turns around like to come back in to kind of get his footing and grabs against the door. And Drufai like looks back over her shoulder and switches her sword, or holding her sword hand, putting her right hand out. And she goes, oh, and she says something in giant. Ora, get that. He does like that, and and then he just takes off and he leaves out of the gate, like he's going somewhere else. At this moment, Wolf is still over there, been almost dead this entire time, but will attack the guy on the ground. That's a 19 plus 6, so I think that one's gonna hit this time.
Yeah, that hits.
And then he'll take 9 damage as it continues to. And actually, as he's ripping into the, I don't know if he's down or not.
He's not.
He's not. He's whooping. Then as the other guy leaves, he whistles to the wolf, and the wolf kind of lets go after doing the damage, licks his lips, and starts to back away from the body. Because he's attacked, he only gets that far. And then Zuragosh.
So, could I potentially also get to Drax? I don't know. If not.
Can you get to Drax?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're dashing, absolutely. If you're just moving and you're still going to hold it or do something, if you're moving and you're going to make an action, then you'd probably get halfway because it's about 6 spaces, 5, 10. You're here 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. But if you're moving all the way, you'd get right there or right behind Magnus.
I was planning on curing him, but if I can't get there, then just yeah.
You can get right next to I mean, you can get right next to him. You just be standing right next to Drew Fi. But you don't want to.
Can I go? I do not.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I go to that sort of halfway point?
Yeah. So.
And then, hold my action until she does something suspicious.
That's about the right way.
Start to attack.
Okay. Bryn?
So I will move closer to the giant that is there, but I'm not going to attack, but I am going to look very menacing in the event that she decides to attack. So I'm assuming the one that's remaining is the one that's standing in the middle with the sword.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to move closer, but I am not going to attack.
Okay. So like right here closer?
Yeah. And hold it. If she moves forward to attack, then I will engage with her. But I'm trying to look as menacing as I can, being only 3.5 feet tall.
Nice. A little bit of intimidation there. Where is Bryn? Okay. And then who is after?
It's Drewfy, I think.
Drewfy. Okay, got it. So she kind of looks over, mumbles some stuff. She looks over at the tower, and she takes a step back. She puts the sword up, and just kind of here's to you, kind of looking at, knowing that someone's up there ready to fire at her. But maybe also because she knows this whoever she's looking for is still around, and she kind of waves it. And kind of aim, turns, and as she's turning, almost in slow motion, she turns back to lunge forward and to bring the sword down on Bryn. So anybody who was setting up for reactions can fire in order, hoping to bring her down before she brings down her blade. So Lee, you can fire. You can use your dexterity to fire the The catapult will be the ballista.
Would she technically be leaving my melee range?
No, not even. Just by moving up, she just would be in both of you guys' range.
Man.
Yep, because of how wide her base is. So anyone who had set up reaction can take that reaction. So I think starting off the top, it would be Lee.
It's actually Artemis, but I rolled a 7, so I missed.
Artemis. Oh, did Artemis want to take? Yeah, that's right. The reason I said Lee because of the ballista normally fires at the top of the round. But yes, go ahead, Artemis. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I rolled a 22.
That's going to hit.
And that's a 14 damage.
All right.
Is that considered sneak attack? Because he's just
right there. I rolled the sneak attack.
Cool.
14. Yep. She takes another arrow. You land it right into her. This time it's like you go for like her face. She moves and you hit her like near the throat, but it goes into the clavicle bone. And she's still swinging that sword. She's still alive. Lee, you could
I miss.
go.
It goes wide.
She ducks down. It sails over her head. She's still going for the swing. Magnus didn't set a reaction. I think the only person that set a reaction was Zuragosh.
Urga as well.
Yeah.
Urga.
Yeah,
Durga,
do I also get an action, or is it?
I think you just did intimidation.
Oh no, I said I was gonna hold unless she attacked. So...
Oh, okay. Then yes, then you would get one.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 4.
That's gonna miss.
Would she have been up there? Would she have been? Would Drax have gotten an opportunity attack? Did she move out of his?
She's still within 5. She's still within 5 feet of those guys. She's just moved. She's like right here by moving, and because it helps even more that she moved up. So she literally had to do that. Because remember, she has 5 foot. I can attack 5 feet around my base. So she's within range. She's still within combat with you guys. So no. So it's coming down to Zuragosh and Bryn will get her attack off, and then if she's alive, she gets an attack. If not, she goes down.
So I was casting Thunderwave with first level, so she needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. 16.
She passes.
Okay.
Does she take half damage?
So she takes half.
So half of 15.
15?
Yeah, half of that.
Half of that. So she takes 7.
Oh, and I need to scooch closer to her. I meant to say that.
Oh, you got to move closer?
Yeah. I'm the one in the middle.
Oh, got it. Well, okay, got it.
Just like, yeah.
Well, you moved and then you set a reaction. So you can't move any further on your reaction.
Oh, that's right.
You moved your full movement. So with that, would it have been? Well, because you can Thunderwave. It goes from the. Has a range.
Yeah, is she within 15 feet of me? Because it doesn't. I'm not quite sure.
I think Thunderwave. It's a point that does it come off of you? Oh, yeah. If that's the case. Yeah, then I don't think you can do it. I think it was like if she would come in the range of you then. Looking at it here, yeah, a wave of thunder force sweeps out from you, each creature within 15 feet. So you can do a different spell, but not that one. Because you wouldn't have gotten on your turn an extra 30 feet, you see what I'm saying, to move and then do it.
Yeah. Then I would have just done Eldritch Blast.
Okay. I'll leave the attack. Oh, then you just got to attack again then.
I got a 24 to hit.
Okay, then go ahead and roll your damage.
10.
This is scary. So close. What'd you get?
Is it mine now?
Is it? Did you get any damage on Thunderwave?
I have. Oh, sorry.
I never heard what Azuragosh got on. Well, not Thunderwave,
Oh,
but on Eldritch Blast.
It's 10 damage.
10 damage. Oh, on Thunder. Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, as it is, as the blast hits her center mass in her chest, boom. She kind of rushes right through it, absorbs the energy, stands over Bryn. She's bringing down her blade. Bryn, what do you do?
So I am going to. So she's bringing down her blade. So basically, I'm defending, I guess, against this. Like, can I take? Can
you
I
still
do
get
an
your
actual
attack?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll go ahead and do the attack. Go ahead.
And as she swings back to swing,
Cool.
you go to connect.
So it'll hit. She rolled a 16, so that's 16 plus 9 is 25 to hit. So
And
roll
so
the D10.
even before you roll damage, as you are going to, as you smash, her blade smashes against yours, and it glances, and you go up, you hit her fingers and start to take like the fingers off the hilt of her blade. But what you realize is that she's actually not coming down with the blade. She's collapsing from the Eldritch Blast, and she was dead from Zuragash's.
Nice.
Give me a dexterity save.
Me?
Bryn. Yes.
Of course, my die roller just left, so I'm gonna have to roll on my own, which doesn't ever turn good. That's not too bad. I got a dexterity. Is that what you said?
Yes.
So that would be a 15.
15. Okay, you're good. And then I need one from our boy Quelzire. Not Quelzire. I'm thinking. What's his name?
Quinrich. Quinrich. Oh, okay. Dexterity save.
Yep.
I got 22.
All right, you're good. So you both leap out of the way, and the body slams against the ground. And very quickly here, I almost want to know, like, if I went around just like one word or one line, what you all are thinking as it's quiet. You still hear people crying, you still hear fire, because you realize that this entire time, this tunnel vision, the rest of this town has been, was under attack. And so anyone, you were in role playing here, there's no longer, the sheriff is kind of slowly standing up, but it's not his time. He doesn't say anything. He just nods to Magnus and to Drax, kind of looking over, can't even to the other side, looking up at the tower. A few of the guards taking off their helmets, flaming debris all around. Just if anybody wants to add anything before I close out. And I'm gonna close out.
Have the rocks stopped falling from outside?
They have.
I want to walk over to the leader's body and look for the pouch that had that glowing gem or stone.
Okay. And as you're looking through, kind of trying to, she's so heavy, you're just able to get right under there, and like half the pouch is hanging out. And as you grab it, and you're picky, it's big for you. It's like this big,
right.
And it starts to kind of glow. And as it glows, as you're holding it, it like little essence that only like you can see are rolling off of it, and are going towards the tower, or going towards like the door of the tower as you look back. And then as you turn, suddenly a giant hand grabs both of your arms.
Oh shit.
And she has you in a brace with half of her fingers are still off, but she's able to, just enough strength to grab you. And everyone is about to react to grab, and she lifts her head up. Now it was Sapper who made the connection, right? The mind connection, the message.
Right.
And she said, tell the halfling. He said, what was it? 1 week? Was it?
Oh, I said 1 day.
1 day. Okay, yeah. 24 hours. Or 24 come back. And her face goes down. And as her face slams, she lets you go. You feel extreme pain from just the embrace, and you almost collapse and drop the gem. Quinrich falls on the snow on the cobbled ground, and the camera just kind of starts to zoom out as everyone is standing there baffled up into the sky. We crash to black. We end tonight's episode. So thanks for playing. Good game, folks. You guys bested 2 full giants. That was crazy. And no deaths.
One death.
Yeah, I mean, you went down, but I mean, I actually thought that somebody was gonna die. Like I was like,
me
no,
too.
Like, I'm not gonna pull any punches. I'm gonna get rid of one of these people tonight.
I mean, one hit, I was almost basically out. Like and like the guards were just dying left and right. So I was just like, I didn't see how we were gonna win.
Those guards really helped because they were soaking up my actions. If I could just get past them, I mean, those giants could just start wailing away. But yeah, it was good. It was a really intense battle. So
I was
Sapper. You want to share with them what you
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, later on.
See you, Han.
Yeah.
Yeah, first I was scared of running in there to blast those 2 because I was like, oh man, baby wizard, baby health, I'm gonna die.
That lightning bolt was so
impressive. That was impressive.
That lightning bolt was clutch.
That was clutch.
Yeah.
Some really heroic moments in there.
Yeah. So the first thing I asked was, I asked him, what is it that you wanted? And hold on, because I need to pull up my other chat.
Sapper was whispering sweet nothings in their ear.
Serenading.
Come on,
I was
baby.
wondering if we got double crossed a little bit there because she went after us still. Because I thought he's like, hold it, and we all hold, and then she attacks. So.
I'm guessing she had a connection with that one giant, like a special one. I don't know if that's why she was so upset, but
come on, baby, I'll take you out. I promise.
Damn,
I think she was like, her pride was extremely hurt, and she knew she had the force to come back. But I actually rolled earlier. I was trying to decide if she was gonna run or if she was gonna really listen to Quinrich, and so I rolled
Sapper.
And so the I think I made you do the persuasion. It actually worked, but it failed because she wasn't gonna leave. So she decided she was going to die, but she wanted to kill one of you, right? She wanted to go out like with a bang, and she just didn't make it. I don't think she saw herself coming back so yeah, she's gone. And then so whatever she told the other guy, she probably told him what the deal was. So she probably said, "Hey, they got a day. If they don't deliver in a day, then kill them, and they'll probably be sending a messenger or something to talk to Sapper to figure out where you guys need to meet." Deliver this.
So we just delayed basically the inevitable here.
Yeah. So what she told me was that, because I asked why did they need him, right? Because I said if I like your answer, I might help you, and so she said we need his rig to reestablish our order.
The ring.
The ring, that's what I meant to say. Sorry.
Okay,
this keyboard is trash, so it literally like certain letters just don't pop up unless I press.
Yeah, so she said she needed the ring, so I told her, I messaged her, I said, give us a day and we'll deliver it. But otherwise we're gonna fight till everyone dies. So I was basically saying, giving her a chance and giving us a chance to regroup and survive. But I wasn't that persuasive. I have like the crappiest charisma, so makes sense.
And that was the Ring of Winter, right?
Yep, it's the Ring of Winter. So, and the funny thing is,
Ring of Winter.
Sirach doesn't have it.
Yeah, we got it.
Right.
So it's gonna so if we had to pick up next game, if you guys even want to talk it out here, do you have any ideas of what you would probably do what the actions would be after you've talked to Sirach and realize he's the son of Artus Cimber and that he doesn't have this ring. He tells you his father is back on one of the ice islands where he's from, because he left there, some time ago to kind of get away from the family name. His father is supposedly immortal. He's not immortal. And he believes that his immortality comes from the ring of winter that he wears. His father used to be this great hero in the land. And so certain people probably know who he is.
Dare I ask how long the travel is to Iceland?
Yeah, that is a good question. Let's look at
So in 24 hours, you need to get everyone out of the city.
Yeah. I say we evacuate.
Leave an IOU note pinned to the door of the tavern.
If I share
1 week with Ring.
So you guys are here. Every one of these squares is, I believe, 4 miles. And actually, I have to look on. Actually, it's not even this map. It would be like the Sword Coast map. It's not close. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's not a day, not at all.
How far is it? The
VSF
cloud
rows?
tower. How long does it take for a cloud tower to get there?
I don't know. You could just blow the whistle and see, where he.
Well,
see
I
if
think
he
we
arrived.
blew the whistles, but he
Oh,
hasn't
did you?
arrived yet.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought
then he's
so.
no.
No, I didn't blow it.
Did you?
I don't think
he didn't blow it.
I think I have the whistle.
No, I have it.
Oh, you have it. Okay.
I thought
wait.
somebody blew it when we started this whole.
So remember, I had a mistake of who I thought I should have given it to Quinrich.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
So I do have it.
So-
Right. Okay.
Because Quinrich, you had the conversation with him.
Right.
And that's yes. And I just mistaken your characters for a second there.
Where does he say it is? Where?
Cimber says he believes his father has it, although he doesn't know his father. Circles. Ring.
I mean, if you don't have it, it's okay. I was just looking at a map to see.
Yeah. So what he does share with you is that he doesn't know his father's whereabouts right now. He does tell you, though, that he recalls that Artus had connections with the Roaring Horns, and they are a noble family in Waterdeep. So Waterdeep is not a day, but a few days ride.
All the way back south.
Yeah, he wants. I can actually get you the exact timing and send that to you. I could put it in the campaign, but there's a Roaring Horn estate in Waterdeep, and maybe if you speak to someone there, they might know the whereabouts of his father and therefore know the whereabouts of the ring.
Nobles, you say?
He offers to accompany you there, and he wants to get out of here. He plans to hopefully catch a ship heading south on the near Luskin. Yeah, and so that's what you know about him right now and what he's like. If we really want this ring, we'll have to go to Waterdeep. Now, I think also our sheriff survived, and because he survived, he will also provide. He'll provide in a request of himself, and as well as the samurai guy who was knocked out, as he comes to, he will provide a couple of options as well. So you guys do have some, or you can, or you can just get out of town and just be like, F these people, let's just move. There's also that option, but you never know, because they are hunting Sirach and not you.
How hard would it be to trick them into thinking we have? I've got pretty decent deception. I know my character currently doesn't know what's going on, but
Cash is
just throwing that out there.
Oh yeah, aren't we at some point? We're like, where'd you come from?
You can definitely try it.
I don't know. I think because Aramis is a charlatan and I have a noble fake identity, we might be able to get in with those noble people really easy.
So the sheriff wants you all to thanks you for your help and wants you all to patrol Icewindale and return once if you find further evidence or activity in the region of like giants. If you accept that, he will deputize. He's willing to deputize you all and give you 3 weeks worth of provisions as well as a signed letter and a symbol attesting to you acting on his behalf should you come across anyone out there in the wild. You can present that letter to other town speakers in the 10 towns, letting them know your options. So he almost wants you to kind of be like policemen for the surrounding area. Don't know how important that is to you or how interested you are in that. And then the other guy who survived, since we're all still here, what does he ask? There was Duvessa. Markham is the sheriff. Can't seem to find that guy's quest in here so far, but I think he has one. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just. But yeah, either way, you got some options. Augric is gone. Duvessa is gone.
All those quests lost.
Oh, here it is. Sir Barrick. And I know I would normally play these all out role playing, but at least it gives you idea of some of the things that you can latch on to save some time getting into the next game. Sir Barrick, he's the guy in the armor. He's determined to find the Weevil. So he calls this thing the Weevil. At this point, however, so the Weevil is I believe a dwarven, it was like a bandit who he's been trying to track down and bring to justice. At this point, however, he feels that the trail has gone cold. He plans to remain in Bryn Shander for a couple more days before searching elsewhere. He doesn't want to waste your time, but he doesn't want to end up having his time being futile hunting this criminal. So he believes that it's more important to keep so he asks players to. Okay.
This is like we're hitting skip dialogue in the cutscene.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So I know I'm deciding what's worth what I need to really share. So he wants you to I'm trying to understand what he wants you to do here.
What do you want, Sir Barrick?
Sir Barrick, you sit down. You got hit on the head. It's fine.
He wants you to. He's got a little concussion. But he wants you guys to locate another member of the Order of the Gauntlet. So that's who he works for. All the different factions in the Sword Coast, and to have that person basically he wants you to locate someone so that you can give them the information on where he's at. So basically he's like, I can't stay here much longer, but if you can at least take up since I'm going to go search elsewhere, if you do meet somebody from the Order of the Gauntlet, tell them what I'm doing. Tell them I had to move on from Bryn Shander because I haven't found this Weevil, so that they can be apprised on his, knowledgeable what he's doing. And he suggests that you seek out Sir Lanavir Strail, a devout follower of Tyr who lives in Neverwinter. So this would be going to the Neverwinter city, which is separate from Waterdeep, and going looking for this Lanavir character. Tyr is like a god. They actually Sir what's his name? Sirach is actually one of the priests in the town of the temple of Tyr. That's where. So that's something, whatever that means to you all. And he tells you that this Sir Lanavir is a human knight who is of the Order of the Gauntlet. He would probably be the one you could, if you could track and tell him that, about where he's at, and then he's willing to. What do you get for it? Actually, he's just asking out of the kindness of his heart. Maybe once you get there, they're willing to help you out. But yeah, those are some of your options. So each one of them has a request. I think the one that's most pertinent maybe to this whole ring thing is Sirach's, but like I said, this is completely open quest. Like I said, you literally could leave these people to their own demise and leave him to his own demise and peace out. But
there's only
weren't we looking for Ogden as well, or is that?
Yes, and that was your
so
other
that's
one.
another one, right?
And Ogden supposedly went to
in
Mirabar. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
50 gold that way.
Yeah.
Possible nobles that could be scammed that way. The city's going down either way. The 1 day thing is really,
Yeah, that was my bad.
Like, all right,
1 day.
So what will get us out of here the quickest, so that when they come after us,
Find somebody with a teleport still.
Depending on what you guys decide to do, I do have a spell that can help us communicate with the giants, but
just hit them with that. Hey, real quick.
Yeah, real quick.
Just keep.
We crunched some numbers. We're still on board.
Yeah. Yeah, but if it's if we're not gonna go for the ring, then my message may change. Mileage may vary on what my message will be. But yeah, because I
can't get the ring in a day, right? So.
Right, but are we gonna go directly after it, or are we gonna take our time finding the Weevil? Because that's kind of like.
Well, this town is gonna like be under attack in a day, right?
Right.
I feel like I don't know. We would we want to talk to Zephyros, get some more insight into.
Help the town. He could at least get some people out of there. Evacuate, just in case.
Yeah, I said we evacuate the city.
Yeah.
Well, those giants are gonna see his little thing float down, though, right? Like
I think as you start talking to people in the city, people are gonna. I guess maybe I'm speaking for the sheriff here, so I'm not metagaming. He would probably say like, evacuate where? Like, where am I going to send these people? This is in the middle of nowhere. Like, they have no. I mean, it's already going to be hard to survive within the walls now that so many homes have been destroyed and things like that, and so.
So do we try to negotiate with the giants for more time?
Yeah, we might have to.
We're gonna have to.
I mean, because if we leave, we're basically leaving the city to.
The sheriff says, the way you lead, the way you save us, this is just my opinion. Is that you were the ones? He points at Sirach. He's like, he seems to be the one to be marked. And I not to sound like a bastard here, but my people come first. So I think he needs to leave. And if you all are going to accompany him or protecting him, then so forth, maybe that keeps them from coming back here and destroying the livelihood of the people that we have here. I'm willing to die, but you cannot put this town at risk any further. That's just his 2 cents. He could be wrong.
Maybe Zephyros could help us negotiate.
Who is this Zephyros?
Yeah, right.
But I mean, I don't know if you guys tell him about. I know we're kind of halfway playing here, but like I'm kind of filling some things out here. So I like it. Okay, so yeah.
Because the giants that attacked us, they were
Frost giants.
Frost.
Dang it, he didn't give me that information because I have the little hierarchy of giants here. I didn't write down frost. I have storm, cloud, stone, hill, fire.
I think I have that somewhere.
Sorry, he must have left out frost because there are frost. Yeah, frost. Let's see. Let me give them all to you.
Because that's my worry, is that he might not be able to negotiate with them if he's not.
I see.
The hierarchy's broken anyway, but if he was someone who wasn't above them anyway, why would they listen to him?
Right.
Oh yeah, I don't see frost. I see have storm, cloud, stone, hill, fire. Right.
He's crazy. He left out.
He left out frost.
Zephyros, come on.
His little tower away, like, oh.
He's been having some. He's going a little crazy.
He's losing his marbles.
There you go. So yeah, you can put frost in there.
Fire beats frost, right?
The bottom.
But he's a cloud, though.
Yeah, he's a cloud, right?
So it's Cloud, Cloud and Storm Giants, then it goes Fire and Frost, then it goes Heal and Stone.
Okay, so he did outrank them, but
it might be Stone and then Heal. I'll figure out those last two, but yeah.
So the spell that I have that can help us is called Skywrite, and basically I can kind of like those little airplanes.
You can like, can we have more?
Yeah.
You're gonna write it out in the clouds.
Yeah, exactly.
We need more time.
Will you marry me?
One of those clocks that says, out, closed, and we'll be back at.
Yeah, if you do use that, you just got to remind me before the next game, like exactly what you end up writing.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly. Right. That's why it depends on what our plan is. I'll be like new cloud to this, but like.
Nice.
But I think what we can do, because like the sun is willing to help us. I think if we send him on a ship to meet us in where is it, Waterdeep, then we can negotiate for more time, and he won't be there, so it's not like we have anything to bargain with. And then we can fly on the clouds to Waterdeep and just meet up with the guy from the boat later. Just an option.
Yeah.
Does anybody know a teleport spell?
Yeah, a 30-foot teleport spell, yeah.
30.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to do the same thing in battle and be like, hey, Sapper, check this out. Just like follow up with another Misty Step.
Yeah.
Of course, you don't have to decide now, but
Are we gonna blow the whistle so that we can at least get him to come, or are we going to just try to leave?
I think we have to. I don't think it's that useful at this point.
Yeah. I don't know if he's super helpful right now, but I don't know. I can't speak on it. I don't know. I mean, he does have a big tower, I guess, if you're trying to keep people in there, if he's willing to take those people. But I don't know.
Also, would the people be willing?
Right, after just being attacked by giants.
Now we know some giants just attacked, but this one's crazy.
Nice. And he's contacting other planes, and
you might disappear at some
yeah,
point, don't worry about it.
I feel like maybe we should take the guy that they want with us and get away from the city to hopefully they don't destroy the city, but then we gotta hide. Run and hide.
Hoping they don't destroy the city, I guess, but I guess we'll get out of there.
Go.
Oh, and one thing that I would like to do is arcanely analyze that gem that Quinn Rich picked up.
Sure.
Right. Because I mean, yeah, I want to see what the hell that is.
Yep. I will. I mean, you can roll Arcana for it now, or unless you have like some kind of spell. You don't have Identify or anything like that, right?
Do I? I sure don't.
Then you could probably just roll an Arcana to see what you ascertain.
19.
Okay. So that it's magical, and that it has some kind of tracking ability, and when you hold it and when you kind of attune to it after spending a little bit of time with it, strangely Sapper attuned to it almost immediately. But I'm sorry, Quinrich, but Sapper, when you grabbed it too, if he was able to share it, you noticed that this like heat signature, almost like this energy, sends you, like literally just leads you to Sirach. So and it seems to be like the little flecks that you see pouring off of it, they're like little magical, no one else can see them. As you analyze them, they look like droplets, like small flecks of blood, but like magical blood. But it's almost like they're tied to his DNA. So it tracks it for all intents and purposes. It helps them find Sirach. Now, and if you look at that though, you have it now. So does that mean maybe they can't track him any longer?
Yeah, I was gonna wonder.
But
if they had another one of those.
Is this the only stone?
Right.
And how big is it? It's pretty big, right?
Yeah, she held it in her hand, so imagine that Quinrich was holding it like this, and so you regular humans, it's probably about that size, that big, Yeah.
Big gem.
Yeah, it's probably like big, like
So, you're just thinking money. You're just trying to sell it.
Just sell it. It's probably worth something. Probably worth some good money too.
The last thing you should have said to me. Don't let Aramis get me
I would say, just maybe because Aramis, can you give me history check just based on your knowledge of the world around and being.
Let me get my character sheet back up.
No, it's fine. Yeah. It's a lower check, so you'll probably don't even have to check on it. I doubt you miss it. If you miss it, I'll just change the price of which you think it's worth.
Natural one. I'm injured.
Oh, okay. So you can at least get a few hundred gold for it, but it could be worth more.
Oh, but that is 7.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, it's good. All right, I like this little powwow. We'll see how they. Yeah, because it will help kind of tailor if I know where you guys are planning to go versus spending an hour at the table. Should we go to Waterdeep? I don't know, because Deborah definitely knows we do that a lot in our other games.
Yeah, he'll be like, okay, every 10 minutes we spend is an hour that's gone by, and they're gonna come. Unless you guys make a decision.
Let's do it.
So it would be good for us to make a decision on where we're gonna go, so that we can just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I vote Waterdeep.
I vote Waterdeep.
Okay.
It's fine.
I vote Waterdeep as
and
well.
we're taking the guy, right?
I'll follow.
We could leave the note being like, "Hey, the dude's going this way," so hopefully that they don't follow.
Meet you in Waterdeep.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, we're not telling them we're going to Waterdeep. We're telling them we're going somewhere else.
This guy writes going to Waterdeep. The ring
and then we go the other way.
We'll see you in the moving. What was it? The moving ice sea or something? I saw that on the map.
Yeah,
what was we'll see you in the moving sea.
So where do we think that is that where we think? Sorry, I got all mixed up. Where do we think the ring might be?
So it's
the nobles in Waterdeep might know.
Islands,
that's what's.
But we don't know. We have to go to these nobles in Waterdeep who probably.
So Waterdeep is the most likely ring location, or the next step to find the ring.
The next step, right?
Yeah.
So we need to. Do we communicate that we need more time, or I don't really want to tell them where we're going in case they come after us, but at the same time, I don't want them to think we just ditched.
Yeah. So Sapper, since you're in communication, just say that we have the gem, we have a lead, and we can track where Artus is, kinda. Then we just need some extra time to finish the job.
We're going on a quest.
Yeah. I'll tell them that the Weevil has the ring and lead them on a wild goose chase.
We're looking for a tower on a cloud.
You're gonna sit him after that. You're gonna sit him after that crazy but nice old.
Solve two quests in one stone with one stone.
Exactly.
You're welcome, Sir Barrack.
That's right.
It's efficient.
I like it. The Weevil has the ring. That's great.
Name is Gollum.
I was before you close out the game. I was gonna ask, does she still have that horn on her hip?
She does.
Is there any way? Is it like just massive, or can I try to take it?
It's big enough to where you can probably not reasonably carry it around unless you had like a wagon or something.
Okay.
But you could prop it up and blow it. Like you could take it outside. So if you did want to call a storm giant with it, you could.
I was pretty much trying to take the horn as like a future text to them
Gotcha.
in the future. But yeah, if it's
unless
not,
you, I imagine what you could do is like with a strong strike, maybe break off the piece of it, so you have like it probably doesn't work the same way, but it would be like if you're just trying to keep it as like a souvenir of killing the giants and maybe using it in the future as leverage. I don't know that maybe you could do that.
If it would really only be if it would actually work as the same kind of call that she was going to use. Yeah. So if chopping it up isn't going to work anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah. Well, you don't know unless you try it, so I don't know. Maybe I did this with some players 2 weeks ago in one of my games. They killed this giant gargoyle that had this giant axe, and it got broken in the fight. And so somebody did like they tried to mend it, and one of them, of course, it always mends, but I made it like an Arcana check to see how well it mends, and of course, the one guy it mended, but it like broke in the next battle on the first strike because it was so weak. Or but sometimes if you'd have rolled high enough, that would have been a nice, trusty new, battle axe to use in the future. So it just depends on, like I said, you trying it, seeing how it works. So
you gotta turn that horn into a kazoo.
I know that size.
Oh,
you can
man.
Souvenir.
And my character would like to have a little souvenir of the giant that.
Oh, there's plenty of giant that you can take souvenir of.
We're just gonna have like a massive cart that we're dragging with us, I guess, everywhere.
Something smallish. A ring that can fit around
Ears,
my wrist.
Hilarious that you say that. I was actually going to use my character's channel divinity before the game ended to like. His channel divinity is just like Artisan's Blessing.
Okay.
Hold 2 coins in his hands, like gold coins.
Okay.
And close his eyes and pray to Onatar to channel divinity and basically do like an etching of a raging dwarf killing a giant and stern-faced orc Eldritch blasting a giant.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I should have. I'm sorry we didn't get around there because sometimes I'll say like let's do everybody, and then it'll be quiet, and I'll be like, well, I don't know if everybody really wants to say something, or if they're just like now I have to make up something because Malcolm's asking me to end the episode. So I was like, so I just kind of went with Sapper's lead and closed it out. But I'm always, if you have something, jump in there. You can always, even if I close it out, you can be like, post credits, DM, can I be doing this?
Zoom back in.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. So always never let me bypass something if it's cool enough for you to share it. Cool. That was good. Well, yeah, that was a hell of a fight. Like, and I felt there was a good balance of. Because sometimes long battles like that could just be like, oh my god! But there was enough. I think what do you call it? I can't even think of the word.
It was like
there's enough variation of stuff happening that it wasn't too like
we're negotiating, but then they're still attacking.
We're running. No, we're fighting.
So we're
it was like because when you guys start running.
Here?
I was about to set up a whole. I was like, okay, now I got to set up the alley scene. I got to make this some kind of like skill checks, or they're trying to like run through the city and get away. And then you guys are like, no, but I want to stop. I want to stand on the edge. I'm like, okay, now they're fighting.
It's also fun when. Sorry, yeah.
No, you go.
No, I was just gonna say it's also fun when you really don't know. Like sometimes in a fight you can know you're gonna win and just to go through the rounds, but like in this one we had no clue like what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think fights get you're absolutely right, Sean. I think once you realize you're just going through the motions until they die, it becomes kind of. But I was even like to the end there, like hey, somebody gonna die. Like are they gonna make it out of this? Like it was a little scary, and I literally thought about it like. But I said, you know what? I don't think Droofy would do that. But when Drax went down, no, actually no, because it wouldn't have worked anyway. Because I think you guys all had reactions on her. No, yeah, but on her turn, instead of her moving towards, well, you all would have still had reactions, but swinging at Drax would have been more devastating because he had already failed a. So if she would have landed that, if you wouldn't have killed her, if everybody would have failed, then he would have automatically died. It just would have been like off with his head because he had already failed. Because when you strike a character that's down, you automatically get 2 failed death saves.
Oh.
So he already had 1. That would have been three fails, and it'd have been a wrap for Drax. So, but I was like, Drax is not who she's trying to kill. So I was like, all right, yeah, fun, good stuff.
I have a message written up because I can only use 10 words on my Sky Mail.
Oh.
Yeah. So here's a draft.
All right.
Okay.
Did you post it to everywhere? Oh.
Yeah. I sent it.
Nice.
Oh, okay, there it is. Ring not
just-
here.
I can hear the gnashing of teeth from ring not here.
Yeah.
I like it. If the party confirms, then if that's what you're gonna do, then yeah.
You guys are cool with that? Because I was gonna originally put like going south, but if we don't want them following us, then
Yeah.
I gotta be vague.
Do we want to say how much time, or are we just sort of leaving it open?
I already goofed with setting a deadline, so
Another 24 hours.
I don't know that I want to do that again. This doesn't guarantee that we're getting out of here alive. Even with this, like I have to do that. Like if we're gonna take a ship out, then I'm gonna do it like as we're leaving, right? So they can't easily.
Oh, that's a good call.
Yeah, this works. This has all the information, right?
Yeah.
Don't destroy the city. We're handling it. Give us some time.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I'm good with that.
I'm gonna hit it.
Cool. Thank you guys. Great
Yeah.
game. Thanks for playing. See you guys in 2 weeks.
All right, take care.
Should be fun.
See
Take
you
care.
guys.
Take care, guys.
Later.
See you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.
Malcolm, I had a question for you, Malcolm, about Hero Quest.
Oh yeah.
How does that play?
Yes. So it is extremely easy. If you don't have the Hero Quest dice, so the 2 people that are playing, Eric and the other guy's playing right now, he has all the stuff. So if you have the Hero Quest dice, then you use those, and they basically just have 3 sides. They're D6s. 3 sides have skulls, 2 sides have shields, and 1 side has a black shield, which is for the monsters. And so what I'm gonna have everybody do is just, as long as you have D6s, 4, 5, and 6 are skulls. What is it? 3, 4, 5, and 6 are skulls. 2 and 3 are shields, and 1 is just basically for the bad guys. Bad guys look when they defend. It's a very simple game. It's an old school. It will be a dungeon crawl. If you play the wizard, you'll just have to tell me what you're playing. Which I need to find out. I think Eric said he was going to play the dwarf. I need to ask the other guy what he's going to play. The wizard's the only one where I need to send you like the cards. There's like 9 spell cards, and I literally just send you a copy of the cards. And it's literally like old school. If you use the spell, it's gone. You burn the card. It's like you play a card, it's gone.
Okay.
It's that simple. You have 9 cards. The entire game is the wizard. It harkens back to that day where wizards really were support. And like if you fight, you will die. Like you roll like 1 hit, you roll 1 dice when you attack. Like it's really, and it's one of those games where you actually roll 2 d6s when you move. Kind of like you roll, and like so in combat, if you rolled a 2 and you're moving away from a monster, you only get 2 spaces away. So it is. I will be playing it very much like D&D and running it very much like D&D, but for all intents and purposes, it's the introduction of like role-playing games, and it's really for the feeling of if you want to just like raid a dungeon and hack and slash. It's literally just dungeon crawling. Every game's going to be a dungeon crawl, but they'll be fully laid out, with doors and orcs and all that kind of stuff. So just kind of look really cool, and there's like 14 quests, and it's a really basic story about this Zargon character who's kind of like Sauron, who's bringing his army against it's your typical kind of Lord of the Rings, but the difference is they send 4 very old school sword and sorcery. And you can literally only be 4 characters at the beginning till later on issues. But I'm starting it like old school where you can only be the barbarian, the wizard, the dwarf, or the elf. And that's it. So that's it. I mean, honestly, it's roll 2 dice every turn, move your character, I won't have one house rule that I do make, as long as monsters are not on the board, you don't have to roll dice to move. You can move up to 6 spaces, but if you want to roll the dice, you can end up moving up to 12 spaces, right? So it does help you there. But like if you just wanted to reshuffle, knowing there's no need to roll the dice if you only want to move 2 spaces, right? But you pretty much are moving through halls. You'll turn around a corner. I'll show you how many doors are there. Usually the DM is placing them out on the board. You open a door, you drop the monsters in, and there's a fight.
Yeah.
It's just, but they're very quick kind of battles. So it's like D&D. You'd go through one battle in a dungeon. You will go through all 5 or 6 battles in that one game over the course of like 2 or 3 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
And it'll be pretty much one entire quest per session.
Right.
And it'll start like, here's the story, here's what's at, and you guys start entering the dungeon, right? Like there's no like we stop at and then there is a shop, like you can between each game you can buy some stuff, load yourself out differently. There's no experience points. It's weird. There's like no leveling up. The leveling up is getting enough gold. The cool thing about this game, though, I feel like in D&D, a lot of times you don't rely on like kind of regular shops unless you're finding treasure. Shops kind of become mundane after, level 5.
Yeah.
Here, everything about your strength comes from loading yourself out before the game. So like if you get just enough gold to turn that broadsword into a battle axe, now you're rolling 4 dice instead of 3, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's very basic.
All right. I might give it a whirl, see what my schedule's like, but I was curious because I saw that. Oh, I saw on your Instagram that you were like excited about buying it.
Yeah.
Might check it out.
It's a lot of nostalgia. I always try to warn people that, because when it comes to being excited about something that's nostalgia based, other people will try to be like, what is this? And I think it's just because it's one of those games that got me into D&D, and I've always wanted to revisit it. So I've been looking to revisit with people that maybe want to try it, or people that have been like, man, I would love to play Hero Quest after, a long time. And knowing that I don't have to do anything but show up, grab my character card, grab the dice, and play the game.
Yeah. It feels very like Gauntlet.
It's Gauntlet.
Yeah.
it's the board game version of Gauntlet.
That's exactly what it feels like.
It's Gauntlet. Since ever, I never understood how barbarians could throw like
axes,
rapid fire axes. Because I was the kid who was in my mind trying to figure out what that looked like in a real fantasy world. Like, how is this barbarian doing this? I guess it's like Thor. He throws it, it comes back. It's like a boomerang axe.
Axe of returning.
It's Gauntlet without flying axes. Yeah, it's so crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, you lost me because I don't want to play anymore. And I was
so nuts. Oh man. But yeah, it might, like I said, I even said it might be fun. After playing a couple times, I might be like, I don't know, but guys, you guys want to keep doing this,
Yeah.
But I imagine it could have some charm,
Yeah.
We'll see. Never know until you try it.
Yeah, for sure. But, all right, cool. Yeah. I'll probably check it out.
Okay, cool, man. Well, I'll look forward to you adding yourself, and then we'll try it and we'll see how it goes.
All right.
But thanks for playing, man. I always appreciate you, and great game.
You got it, man. Thank you.
Later.
Have a good one.
Peace. Bye.